And so I don't know. So, but even if they do have one witness tomorrow, they still may have the charge conference and closings on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Although this judge seems like she likes to give the attorneys time to get everything ready. Okay, it may be closings be Monday, but then you're getting closer and closer to Christmas. Now, let me tell you,
Yeah.
Hanukkah is what next
Hanukkah's
Tuesday,
coming
right?
up, right? Yeah.
Tuesday, and by the end of the week, all the courts are closed. She also may want to move it to get closer to Christmas. But if you're a defense attorney, you want that jury deliberating as
Of
close to the
course.
holiday
You want them to
as
get
you
the hell
can.
out.
Right,
Yeah.
as you
It's a
can.
Friday verdict on steroids.
Right.
And so remember, we disagreed with the judge last week, and we know nothing about the estimate of time. But last Friday, she said 2 more weeks. And here we are 3 days into the first of those 2 weeks, and the Commonwealth's done. There's not a chance in hell it's going another 7 court days. No
No,
way.
except that I think maybe she was telling them that's going to be the outside limits, right?
Well, I know, as we said, you'd much rather give them a longer period of time and then reward them with a shorter period of time than the opposite.
Yeah.
So, especially as you get near the holidays, people just, this is not where they want to be.
Okay. So what was the most important moment to you, Michael Bryant, in the courtroom for the prosecution? Then I'm going to flip the question to you. What was the most important moment in the courtroom to you for the defense today? And then let's take it for the whole trial.
Okay, for the prosecution, and it may boil down to the same answer in terms of for the whole trial, but for the prosecution, I think that Jem Muddy,
as we're calling him.
Muddy. He, I think, almost as much because of what he wasn't able to say as to what he was able to say, because getting into his impressions that there was discord is critical. If you're going to buy the motive at all that Brian Walshe wanted her gone because of whatever marital problems there were, only Jem hung that out there for the jury, even though told not to get into it, even though it was stricken. The jury heard about it. They may be dying to know exactly what the basis for it's his opinion. His interpretation might be. They'll never find out, but it's a pretty big matzo ball hanging in there over the jury when they start to think about why would Brian Walshe kill Anna? Well, Jem said there were some marital problems. So I think that was key for the prosecution.
And for the defense, the most important moment.
Then I think we got to look at Kirby because she diffused, if she's such a good friend, as it seems she was, it was diffused that even she knew there was an affair. And if she didn't know, what's the likelihood, I'm going to sound sexist here and I can't reach my Fonnie Willis button, but girls talk, girlfriends talk. And if she didn't know, what are the odds that the husband knew? I just think that that's less likely if the girlfriend doesn't know and if the girlfriend's not a conduit. So I think it's helpful that it wasn't widely known in the tight circle that we've heard from, Jem and now Kirby, wasn't widely known there was an affair. And if that's true, less likely he knew. And if that's true, where's the motive to find intent? And we don't need motive. People start going, you don't need motive. No, you don't. But it's one way to get to intent. And in the absence of many other factors, you got to go with what you got. And I don't see motive.
Yeah, and I see the other thing. The problem prosecution has is the overall is he didn't start buying all these cleaning fluids and doing these searches, which are really like a stupid criminal, right? Until after she would have been dead, according to the timeline of the prosecution. Now, if you had planned to kill somebody, you'd have all that lined up. You wouldn't wait, until he was searching literally, had to make the body not smell, but she was dead by then.
all of that fits the defense admission, all of that. Maybe you disagree, can't understand how somebody in that scenario could freak out to the point they think the best thing to do rather than to call 911 is to figure out how to get rid of the body. I get it.
That goes to intent. That goes to the intent to cover up and the intent to.
It's a consciousness of guilt, sure.
Consciousness of guilt, right.
And the jury's allowed to make that inference. They can, and if they do, not much you can do about it. That's their brain pan working, and we don't get to know how they got there. That would be, of course, the basis for the appeal, but that's the same reason they did the motion to dismiss. It's all going to be for the basis of an appeal. So,
yeah. Anyhow, but she has a great defense team. I think
Hmm. And
Larry Tipton was terrific for
I
him.
think
I
that Miss
mean,
Porges was good today too.
yeah, yeah, and you know, and the jury has to like them. See, what people don't understand is having a likable lawyer for the defense is very important because the jury may say, said one of my friends who was a former prosecutor said he had somebody, a client who was convicted, but when he went out, the jury told him, you know, it was hard to really convict if we liked you so much, we
Yeah.
liked you so
Yeah.
much, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's true, you know,
Yeah.
if there's that hedge point, they may say. Well, you know what? The lawyer didn't, you know, he was pretty good. He treated people with respect. He gave us a lot of information, and now it's for us to decide, you know, what. And we don't know what the charges are going to be yet. We don't know if the
Yeah,
judge is
that's
going to
that's
give
another
a
issue.
second degree and a manslaughter.
I just keep going toward a heat of passion event that took place after all was revealed. You know, it was a new year. Let's start with a clean slate, honey. Here's what's happening. And then things spiraled out of control.
Right. And things got people. I mean, and we've seen that. Look, we watch TV shows where somebody
Yeah.
pushes somebody in a fight, and then all of a sudden they're dead. And they don't know what to do. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you've got the kids who are sleeping in the house over here. Oh my God, what do I do? You know. So I have gone from the plan to kill her to some type of heat of passion homicide. I just don't know what. So,
Yeah.
so let's have a poll though. What's your
Oh.
favorite store that's mentioned in here? We have TJ Maxx, we have Home Goods, we have Lowe's, and we have Home Depot.
And we have
I love
Marshalls too, I think. We had
and we have
Marshalls in there
Marshalls
too.
too. Yeah. So, but we could put that all up. What is your favorite store? I don't know if we can
Mm.
do that in a poll and see if it comes out. You know, and as to what my favorite store would be, it'd be real tough between because the Home Goods, you know, the parent company owns Home Goods, owns TJ Maxx. I
Right.
love Home Goods. The one in Seekonk is the master is the store. You know, the where everything is. TJ Maxx to me depends on what store it's at. Like the one in New York City to me is not that great. The one down at the Jersey, the one up in Massachusetts where I had a house was fabulous. Again, maybe because they're based in Seekonk and the master store is based in Seekonk. So,
I mean,
but you're a
I
man.
I love those stores. Oh, I love them, and I've
But
described them
what's your
as
favorite? What's your favorite? I added Lowe's and
of
Home
all those.
Depot. Hmm.
And I talked about this today. I would go to Lowe's instead of Home Depot if it were more convenient because I think they're always cleaner. The arrangement of the goods is more logical and spacious. Sometimes Depots get a little. They feel like they're putting too much in there, but Home Depot's closest to my house. And as I've said, if I don't go there every couple of days, they call my house looking for me.
See
Is
if
he
you're
okay?
okay.
Is everything
Yeah,
all right?
I love the Home Goods in Seekonk. I don't know if I told you the story at
I
that
like
point.
the Home Goods.
I owned a Porsche convertible, a four-seater, and I went down there to look for Halloween goods, and I found a plastic, the skeleton, one of the styrofoam. And how do I get it home? I'm carrying it to the car. I've got a convertible. I can open the top. Well, it bent at the middle, so I bent it and I put it in the front seat, and I strapped him into the seatbelt, and that's how I got. So I'm driving down.
Nice.
I'm driving down I-95 to get to where I was, and like people are beeping at me, waving. I'm driving with a skeleton in my
You could have
seat,
gotten in the carpool lane, perhaps, with that. Maybe.
I think everyone was driving away from me. They weren't sure it was. They knew it was fake, but it was really funny at the time that it happened because I didn't think it would cause such a hubbub.
It's so funny. I'm sure somebody was recording that on their phone.
Probably.
I like, we talk about the other stores, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. I like Home Goods hands down. First of all, it's not clothing for the most part, so I'm not. But the TJ Maxx, it seems to me, and Marshalls, they're just messy all the time. It looks like somebody's been through there just rifling through clothes, And if you really want to find something,
rifling through clothes.
I know, but like it's a yard sale. And so if you're looking for a particular size, do not worry about what size is on the rack because that stuff's been moved around. Oh, here's a medium in the XXL. So it's an adventure, but I just don't like the sloppiness of it. I do like that corner. Usually when you go in, it's the hard right. So it's even with the register area, but it's the hard right corner, and it's like a hodgepodge of stuff. There'll be like some sort of bar decoration, a decanter, some belts. I mean, it's just a weird mix. Sometimes you find some little treasures there.
Well, of course, you can't get out of TJ Maxx without talking about the aisle where you check out, where you go in for one thing. And I found my 9.99 great T-shirt that I wanted that said Cheerios on it, which somebody stole, by the way,
Nice.
afterwards. But you go down the aisle, and all of a sudden you come out and you're $169 because you picked up all that crap going out.
Oh,
Oh,
they're not
this looks
stupid.
good. This
Yeah.
looks great. Oh, maybe this.
Yep.
So,
That's as we used to call that. That's a POP material, pop material, point of purchase. And that's the
oh,
idea of by
interesting.
putting all that stuff right in front of your face. And in most cases, I think they control the flow of the line because they've got the numbers up there. Register 8,
Right.
register 8, and then you go. I think they limit how many there are to give you a few more people stacked up in line, so you'll spend more time in line buying those things you don't need. They're smart.
That's what happens. You buy all these things you don't need, then you get home like, I can't go
Why
driving
did I
back
get
40
this?
minutes.
I
I have
got this
40 minutes to the
weird
store,
popcorn flavor something.